Today, I'm back at Max Motive in Cheswick, Pennsylvania to take a deeper look at this 1955 Ford two-door ranch wagon. But before we take the tour, if you're new to the channel and you dig all things automotive, you're in luck because that is what we do on this channel. Hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. In 1955, Ford offered wagons in 3-door and 5-door configurations. 2-door wagons were called ranch wagons, and the ranch wagons had 2 trim levels. Ranch was the base trim level, as well as custom ranch was the top trim level for the ranch wagon. Just to mention, Ford also offered 5-door wagons, and they offered them in 3 different trim levels: the 6-passenger country sedan, 8-passenger country sedan, and sitting at the top was the country squire. Okay, bit of a side note. Did you ever stop and notice that a lot of 55 Ford products share the same parts, like the dashboard, the headlights, the taillights, steering wheels, lots of interchangeable parts on the 55 Ford products. All right, let's go over some specs. It rides a 115.5-inch wheelbase. It's 197.6 inches long, 75.9 inches wide, 62.2 inches tall, has a curb weight of 3,620 pounds. 0 to 60 is around 12 seconds. And it had a price tag of $2,209, which is equivalent to you going down and spending $23,697.62 now. Okay, let's talk engines. Ford offered 2 different engines in 1955 for the ranch wagon. You could either get the Mileage Maker 6, which was a 223 cubic inch displacement, 120 horsepower inline 6 with overhead valves, or you could get the 272 Y block in a couple different variants, either the 162 horsepower version that had a 2-barrel carburetor, or you could get the 182 horsepower with 4-barrel carburetor and dual exhaust. Okay, bit of a side note. Ford in 1954 started phasing out the flathead design that was introduced in 1932. Ford offered 3 transmissions for the ranch wagon: 3-speed manual, 3-speed manual with overdrive, and the Ford-O-Matic. All right, let's talk features. Ball joint front suspension, new angle posed ride, new Magic Action brakes. Options included power steering, power windows, power brakes, 4-way power seats, Ford Magic Air, which was their air conditioning system, Super Range radio, Ford Precision Built clock.
Well, if you didn't guess, put yourself in this picture. You're going for a drive in a new 1955 Ford Custom Ranch Wagon. You slide into the seat, and now let's have that sound again. Ford builds them solid. Every model in the 1955 Ford line is built for long life, built to give you solid satisfaction. There's another sound that means quality, too. Quality of the highest order. Just listen to this recording made by Mr. Cook inside a 1955 Ford as it traveled a backcountry road. Quiet? Ford's 162 horsepower Y-block V8 is quiet as a whisper. Ford's fine engineering has all but eliminated road noise. When you test drive a 55 Ford, you'll discover what so many Ford owners already know. Ford is the quietest car in its field. Quiet is another word for quality. And quality is the word for Ford.
All right, just check out this door panel. There's the door lock mechanism right here. Nice armrest. Door handle to get out. The window crank for the big window. Just check out these doors. They're all framed in. It actually has a door frame around these windows. Vent window. You have to push that button in, which I didn't. This interior is perfect. It's got manual seats, manual bench seat. Okay, let's walk through this dashboard. There's 3 switches that you pull out. First one's wipers, lights, Right below the wipers is the ignition switch, and right below the lights is left air. Directly in front of the driver is the speedometer, and just look at the speedometer. There is a plexiglass window right above the speedometer. So the thought process was the sun is shining through the window, through the glass windshield. It will shine through this speedometer so you can see the numbers on the speedometer better. There's also an odometer inside the speedometer gauge. Just below that is the fuel gauge, as well as an oil pressure light, a generator light, and a temperature gauge. Then there's these two pods that shoot off, one on the fuel side, one on the temperature side. And inside of those, when you turn your left turn signal on, it will show up by the fuel side, and your right turn signal show up by the temperature side. And it's just a little green dot. It's not an arrow. Just below all of those gauges is the gear selection: park, reverse, neutral, drive, and low. Moving to the right, at the very top is the lighter, and right below it is the choke. Just to the right of that is Ford's Magic Air System, as well as right air, heat, defrost, and the blower options. Just below the Magic Air controls is the ashtray, and it slides out, and then it slides right back in. Okay, moving to the right, that's an aftermarket head unit for the radio, which is really cool that they kept the circular style. And then just to the right of that is the clock. Moving right still is the glove box. All right, I wanted to show you the rear window situation on these Fords that had two doors. These slide, so the windows actually just slide open. Until it reaches back here where it will stop. So that is how you open up the rear windows. Because as you can see on the other side, there is no crank for a window. Looks like there's plenty of leg room for the second seat. All right, getting into the trunk area. Now, if you look at this, you think that this is a handle, which it is, but over here is where you would put the key in if it was locked, and this is the button. So just look at how all that works. Look at those big springs. Thank you guys so much for watching. This episode, I don't have any pros or cons. I had a hard time finding information about this particular vehicle. Two-door ranch wagon, two-door custom ranch wagon. The information just doesn't exist. I had to reach out to different Ford groups to get the information that I needed to get. So anyway, if you guys can come up with a pros and cons list, put it in the comments section below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, toodaloo! Oh yeah, and happy Easter.